In this video, I will be discussing 4 ways that you can push past regrets so they will stop hindering your future progress. Hello, I'm Aura Cook, a transformational coach who helps women heal from the obstacles that are preventing them from moving forward in their life and living out their purpose. To make sure that you don't miss out on any of my videos, subscribe, click the button below, give me a thumbs up, and also share this video. Regrets. Each of us have them. Each of us will continue to have them. Because none of us are perfect, we will make mistakes, we will do things, we will say things that we regret, we wish we hadn't have said, but that's a part of life. And the problem with regrets are if we don't know how to push past them or how to deal with them correctly, they have a tendency to hold us and keep us in our past and prevent us from moving forward. They drain us of positive energy that we should be using to make our lives better. And in our minds and our thoughts, they hold us hostage, and we find ourselves replaying those roles over and over and over again. However, just because regrets will always be a part of our lives, that doesn't mean that we have to give them the power that they try to take and have and hold over us. I will be discussing 4 ways that we can use to overcome or take our power back from regrets. The first one is learn to forgive yourself. None of us are perfect. We're always going to do something, say something, be in a situation that may result in regrets, and that's okay. One of the regrets that's always hanging over my head is I feel that I don't respond correctly to situations and to people. If something happens, I'll say something, I'll do something that I think is right at the moment. And when I get home or when I'm in a quiet place, I'll think, what? Why did you say that? Why did you do that? Why did you say this? Or you should have done that. This would have been a better thing to do. It's annoying after a while because I can't go back and change what I said. I can't go back and change yesterday. That's the thing with regrets. We can't go back. We can't turn back the hands of time. But even though we can't turn the hands of time back, we play it back in our minds over and over again. And I had to find a way to stop that. And what I did was I had to learn to forgive myself. I had to learn to give myself grace. I wasn't born with an instruction booklet on, so when this happens, this is what you do, and this is what you say, and this is how you respond. And yes, I agree. As we get older, we do learn ways and we do find systems and processes for responding to different people in different situations. But I don't care how old you are, there is always going to be something that's going to get you off guard. And for those moments, those times, and those situations, it's not laid out. So this is what you do, and you say this and this and that, and this is how you respond. It's not going to be that way. At least it's not for me. And I had to learn to forgive myself, to stop beating myself up, let it go, and move on. A second way to deal with regrets, and a lot of us, including myself, struggle with this: forgiving the other person or the other party. Forgiveness is not easy, especially when you know that you didn't do anything to merit what happened. And it's even harder when it seems like the other person is getting away with it. But those are some situations that are out of our control. There's nothing we can do about it. But I'm sure you've all heard, but if you haven't, forgiveness is not necessarily for the other person. Forgiveness is for us. We have to learn to forgive that other person so that we can have some peace, that so that we can move on, so we can get to where we want to be, so we can live our best life, so that we can have the peace and the happiness. Otherwise, whenever you see that person, you're going to role play because that's what regret does after a while. It causes us misery. The best thing to do is to forgive that person as hard as it is, not so much for them, but for you. Because have you ever held grudges or been angry at somebody and they're just going on living their life, having a good time, and there you are, look at them. Can you believe what they did? So and so and so. They act like they don't do me any wrong. I've been there. I've said it. I've had those thoughts. But guess who was the one that was being held back? Who was not at peace and who was not happy? Not the other people. They were doing what they wanted to do. It was me. So I had to learn to forgive so I can move on. A third way to overcome regrets is to look at the situation and sit back and say, can I learn from this? Step aside from the pain, step aside from the anger and the disappointment and all those negative emotions and feelings. Get in your quiet space and sit back and say, what can I learn from this situation so that it won't happen again? Or if it does, I will know how to respond and how to react better. Last tip that I have for you is, you know, some of us experience things that just have such an everlasting effect on us, so traumatic sometimes, or it's just something that no matter how hard we try, if we apply the first three tips and advice that I gave you, it doesn't help. I we will all walk in different shoes and we all have different experiences. And some things will not go away by itself. And when that happens, get help. There is nothing wrong with going to a counselor, getting therapy, working with a coach, whatever it is that you need to do so that you can have the peace and the faith and the hope and the joy that you need to move from A to Z to live your best life, then do it. Do it, anything that's right and that's going to help make your life better and the life of those around you. I know, especially people within the Christian community, especially people within our community, people of color, sometimes we back away from help. Oh, no, no, I don't need therapy. I don't need help. I can do this on my own. And meantime, you go home and you're suffering just because people are telling you you can do this on your own. You don't need help. If you have faith, you don't need to go to therapy. If you have faith, you can heal yourself. Yes, we have faith, but also faith could be telling you, go get the help you need. So there's if you need help, go get it so that you can move out of that space, clear your head, and be at peace. We're still in the beginning of a new year, and most of us are making plans, writing down goals, doing vision boards, and working on how we can make this a great year. However, if we continue to focus on our regrets, continue to focus on yesterday, and roll continually going over in our mind woulda, shoulda, coulda, it's going to rob us of the energy that we need to put towards tomorrow to make that year great, to birth our visions, to walk in our purpose, to live the life that we dream and we want. So we have to let regrets go so that we can move forward and live the life that God has called us each to live. Live that life that we dream of and make this the best year that we want it to be. These are 4 ways that I suggest. If you have other ways, comment below. Let me know. Until next time, be blessed.